And I want to congratulate you on God's Country. I enjoyed it in stages, by the way. At first, I found it intriguing, and then thrilling, and then thought-provoking. I mean, the film is divided into different stages at different days. By the seventh day, I was like this. I was like, ah! So a big congrats on that.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad. I mean, we were trying to make a modern Western thriller, and sounds like it worked for you.
It did. It worked for me really, really well. So, but take us from the very beginning, though. I mean, I heard this is based on mystery writer James Lee Burke's short story, Winter Light. Was that the basis of your interest in co-writing and directing God's Country? I mean, give us a genesis, Mr. Julian.
Well, essentially, I read the story a long time ago, back in 2010. And, it was a piece of work that spoke to me immediately, but for different reasons than this movie. I actually made a short film of that story, also called Winter Light, in 2014. And that was a very direct adaptation. The original story is about an older white guy, retired college professor, who runs into two hunters. It's very much about masculinity, And I thought we kind of were done with that story. Right. Went on to my life. A few years later, the story after the 2016 election, the story really came back to me in a new light. And my writing partner, Shay Obana, and I were thinking about how we could respond to what we felt was happening around us in the country at that time. And we wanted to, do it in a piece of entertainment, and talk about important things in a way that people would want to think about and listen to. And so that's what really drove us.
That is actually very interesting, because here's the thing. I love that the issues in the film that you talked about are not black and white, right? They're not neatly tied. You made it so gray, but you also doubt the motivation of your heroine, played by the wonderful Thandiwe Newton.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, we had a number of projects in trying to make this an exciting movie, but a really major one was, creating a complex, three-dimensional, irresistible role for an actress of Thandiwe's caliber. And, it's a very difficult role to cast. It's a very, sometimes even contradictory character. Like she's a human being. She makes mistakes. She does different kinds of things. She has many thoughts. She's trying to figure out life just like everyone. And, you have to believe a lot about this character. And I still can't think of anyone I would rather have in the role than Thandiwe. She is just a treasure and a gem to work with, and an incredibly talented actress.
You are absolutely correct. I mean, I was like, Sandra's her name. I was like, what, Sandra, why don't you just give in?
Well, yeah, I mean, and we wanted her to be strong like that. We wanted her to have courage that, makes her special. She is a human being like all of us. She's working things out in her life. She's struggling with the right way to live. But, she also has strong beliefs, and she has courage and she has grit. And we wanted to create a character that could do all those things. And boy, did Thandiwe rise to the challenge, I will say. And she identified with the story from when she first read it. That's what she told me. And, I think it shows.
So, what, on the surface, right, like what we've talked about, it's like one woman's battle against bullies, really. But it's more than that. I mean, it covers a lot of issues, women's rights, civil rights. I mean, that's hard to do. How did you ensure that the final outcome is balanced?
Well, I mean, we were certainly pretty ambitious in taking on all the things you're talking about. I mean, but I really view these issues as, I mean, it's an intersectional movie is what we're trying to make. It's an intersectional movie where you can't talk about race in isolation. These are dynamics that all intersect in our culture, in our national history. And the challenge for us was to take all these big ideas and, trickle them down into 6 characters and the way they interact and dramatize them. We don't want to just be telling you what to think about these things. We want to dramatize them so you relate to them and you see the truth of them. And then you can start thinking, as you said, you can start thinking after the movie, well, what's my role in this? Where do I fit into this? And that's certainly the journey I was on as a, white man in this culture. I was certainly on that journey and thinking about that and thinking about how to express my thoughts about, whiteness and many other things in this film, and I really I hope that the movie challenges people in a way that is also entertaining. because I love that when I watch a movie. I want to be thinking. I want the movie to treat me like I'm smart, you know? And I love to think and, you know, experience and reflect. And that's what a good, like a dramatized human story gives us the chance to do.
You know, Mr. Julian, I think that's what every audience member will feel after watching your film on September 16th when it released. I mean, like me, I mean, you know, I was intrigued, then I was thrilled, and then I was like, wow, that's thought-provoking. And I think you succeeded in giving that to us. So thank you so much.
Well, that's the highest compliment. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. A big congrats on God's Country again, Mr. Julian, a film that deserves to be seen until its jaw-dropping ending.
Thank you. And on the big screen, I hope, because it's
on the big screen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. The vista, the views. Thank you so much again, Mr. Julian.
Thank you, Manny. I really appreciate it.
And everything.